What's up, guys? What's growing on? So we're at another sick farm, and sick by a good kind of sick, not like, you know, the funk, but something I wanted to point out. This guy Eric that's going to be touring us around has this really awesome Kia truck, and I guess it just kind of pisses me off that we can't buy these trucks in the States. Like this little Hilux we rented has a 4-cylinder diesel, gets like 40 miles to the gallon. Like there's nothing but vehicles on the road here we can't buy, and that has to be the biggest pisser for me. I'm a car guy, been into trucks my whole life, and like we're not allowing these fuel efficient vehicles in the state. And it's like, why? Do we want to have vehicles that burn more oil and that are more wasteful? I mean, that's the only thing I can figure out. I mean, Toyota must have made a deal with the states to not allow these vehicles in, because why else would they not be here? So definitely kind of bugs me a little bit, but what are you gonna do? Hey Eric, nice to meet you. I'm Pete.
Good to meet you.
Thanks
Pete.
For having us to your farm.
Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, welcome to La Jolla del Sol.
Beautiful. So tell me, how long have you been here?
Well, I've been here 12 years.
Nice.
Yeah, I bought the place and then spent 5 years kind of building it up, going back and forth to the States, and now I've been here probably close to 7 years total.
Wow.
Not even left the area. I feel like I'm on vacation every single day, so why go anywhere?
Living the dream, huh?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, right. And you'll be seeing that dream today.
Yeah.
I know. Well, you look at trees like this, you know, and they go, wow, what abundance, you know.
It's a sweet lemon here.
This is a sweet lemon? Really?
Sweet ones, yeah.
The best lemons in the valley right here.
Oh, so these are those ones you had at your house?
No, this is a different
Okay.
kind, but,
Wow.
These are called
Limon dulce.
And we've got chocolate right over there.
Oh.
The pods.
I see them through there. Kind of hiding down through the bananas, yeah.
Yeah, there's more limes and lemons. And we were the first ones to grow grapes, actually. And I've got some seedlings now started.
Nice.
Like about 100 of them.
I want to get some from
Like a muscadine or a bunch grape?
It's a muscadine type.
Muscadine,
It's
okay.
a red one. It starts out green and turns red, you know. But,
Seedy? Did they have seeds?
Yeah, they got seeds.
Okay,
They're
yeah.
not sterile little guys, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
They're full seed, you know. Yeah, they got vital organs.
What is this?
It's called achiote.
Achiote?
Yeah,
dye, a natural dye in here.
that's right.
And you can
paint.
yeah paint or color clothing with it and stuff, like dye like white clothes with
People paint their faces and
Really, face
ceremonies and all that
tribal
kind of
painting
stuff,
stuff.
and dye clothes with it. But it's got a really nice aroma to it, reminiscent of what you'd find in tamales. And it's the aromatic ingredient in traditional tamales.
Wow.
So I developed a raw tamale recipe with Fate Bolivar at the Waterfall Villas, and we came up with the quintessential whole food plant-based tamale that's really, really delicious and yeah, and healthy for you. It's not full of any bad fats, and it's got achiote in it, fresh.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a Yang Lang tree.
Oh,
This
that's
is what Chanel No. 5, the perfume's made from.
Yeah.
And this one's ready to pick. Yeah. I got a little brown spot on them like that. They're ready to go. But I prune the trees to miniaturize them so everything is accessible as much as possible. And we still get an enormous amount of fruit, even though the trees are smaller. They're pruned in such a way that allows for lots of flower production, therefore fruit production.
Wow.
Okay, and we also mulch the trees with what I call a nurture nest. So you can see in here it's full of materials that cut from the grass, but also leaves and sticks and twigs and compost. And we dress the trees each year with a little bit of calcium and rock dust and manure tea and
Nice.
all kinds of biodynamic composting, charcoal, lots of good stuff. The trees. This we're standing on right here is the top of an old cinder cone.
Really?
And we're going to go to another one at the fire pit, and that's even more obvious.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, you can, and there was a fire pit there actually that the natives had used, and we're going to see that 1,000-year-old stones uncovered.
Really?
That were already in a circle.
He just dug and found. He like designated this is where he wanted his fire pit. Dug it and found an ancient fire pit.
How lucky is that? Wow.
Right. Yeah, all these what I call are nurture nests around each one of these. It's kind of like a mini swale, you know, around everything. We level it out around the tree so the water doesn't drain down, and then we put a lot of at least 2 meters wide of material from the forest. You know, the leaves and the sticks and the twigs to get it going, because they like a fungal environment. That's the permaculture, you know, teaching. And rather than dig a swale in, we just couldn't do that. It was just too much work, too rough. So we decided to do like mini point swales, so where the water would go down and stop and spread around within each plant.
The tree, yeah.
Now, as you can see over there on the opposite hill, we did a traditional permaculture method. Over there, we've got 4 different swales dug in, and we got cacao and sweet potatoes growing on in the ditches right now.
Wow.
Okay, so we got more expansion of our chocolate farm. There's about 1,200 fruit trees growing here now. And that includes all the palmito, the heart of palm that we're going to have today. We got our own coconuts now, as you're going to see, finally,
Wow.
after all that waiting. The secret of growing coconuts upland is to put salt, sea salt, on the soil. Yeah, and let it kind of drizzle in.
That's a pro tip. Oh.
Yeah, there's a pro tip for you, world. There you go. You know, want to grow coconuts anywhere, put in, don't forget the salt, seawater.
Add the salt.
What's your relative elevation?
The elevation right here is about 1,900 feet or 600 meters. And, you know, it's out of its element, the coconut. So you got to bring the food with it. Okay. So what I do is I developed a technique where I'll take the sprout of the coconut, I'll eat the sprout inside. It's called sponge or insponia, and leaving the sprout on the coconut shell and the roots intact on one half, and then take out the other half, eat the inside. Then you can plant that coconut again, and it continues to grow. So you can eat it and grow it, plant it at the same time.
Stacks and functions, guys.
Totally.
Awesome.
I mean, that's about as green and way to eat as you can get.
Yeah, right. Better.
You take a live plant, you don't kill it, you eat part of it, and then put it back in the soil. So I have what I call a coconut kindergarten, and you'll see them, you know, all they're sprouting up, you know.
I love it.
All the youngins. There's a bathroom under here. Okay.
Hiding in the beauty, huh?
Hiding in the forest, right. So this is kind of what I call bioarchitecture, and basically you put a trellis over the roof and then grow vines over the roof. So now you got flowers greeting you when you walk into the bathroom on the floor, and you know, it's a nice romantic touch. It's always in the shade and it's always covered up. It's always camouflaged, and it's always got flowers on it. We got a dry compost
food here.
We don't have flush toilets, per se.
You got your sawdust here. You just you do your business and scoop a little sawdust on top. Closed loop here at the nutrients, huh?
Yeah, we develop our own fertilizer that way. So human manure is actually in there, and as you can tell, there's no smell and no flies. Okay, if you take care of it properly. Okay. We also generate our own electricity, which is right over here.
What?
Yeah, come on over and take a look.
Oh.
We're totally off grid. The hydro system here is down the river. We reinstalled it so it's all underground wires now, and one cable. It's underground cable too, so it's real high quality, called TGP, and that comes up about 125 meters down directly to the river where there's a dam, upland about here, and then 300 feet roughly downstream with a 45 foot elevation is the drop. Provides enough hydropower for a turbine the general electricity to come up to here, to the power station, and store it in batteries. Wow. It's supplemented by these solar panels. So I didn't install these until 2 years ago, so we were totally dependent on the river.
The hydro.
Right, but during March and April, the river was so low that we had to use a generator, which I didn't like to burn gas, to get enough electricity. So we decided to put in 9 panels of this. We have more electricity than we need right now. We've got scalding hot water free. Everybody has to pay for their water through their nose. We have it free, okay? Both directly onto the water. We have a water system that circulates through a special tubes. And then we also have the overflow electricity, which has to be dumped into a hot water heater from here to offload so that the batteries don't burn out.
Wow. Did you design and build all this yourself?
No, David Waters, who's our solar local guru expert, is our neighborhood expert on that. So he is advising me what to do, and I just say, okay, let's do it. So anyway, we got 2.
Oh, you got the Outback in there.
Outback, yeah, right. And our system from. See, this is really hot right now, which means that the turbine is running really strong right now.
Wow.
And this is the solar, and it's running really strong. We're getting roughly, what does that number read right on that computer there?
It says 26.4 volts.
26 or 7 is when the hot water kicks on. And that is the fan for the solar. Right. So this is for the micro hydro and the total system.
Outback's a go-to company for this type of stuff.
It's for this type of stuff. There's a company in New Brunswick, actually, Canada, that built this.
And it's the backup generator for any construction projects and stuff. Yeah. Power remotely.
Yeah. Well, this is only used in April, and I use this only here. Yeah. And I plug the system in. If we don't have enough water and we don't have enough sun. And the only time of year that ever happens is April. Okay,
so that's your backup.
When the river's kind of dry and the skies are cloudy. So we don't have enough electricity for the whole camp. But as people will be living here, everybody's going to have their own solar panels to back up whatever it is this is going to generate.
Wow. Pretty awesome.
That's the plan. Yeah, it's really been quite an experience living off grid. It makes you appreciate
the little things,
nature in a bigger way. You're depending on the sun, you're dependent on the water, you're dependent on the weather.
Oh, you guys grow neem here too?
Yeah,
wow.
This is neem here, neem tree. We've got about 50 of those plants scattered throughout the entire farm. As a chop and drop type of nutrient, but also we're going to grow neem oil. Eventually we're going to process that.
Start doing some pressing. Wow.
Yeah. Now I want to tell you, it's an interesting story behind this. There's the grapes right here. They don't look like much, but you're supposed to, according to the rules of engagement with grapes, you're supposed to make them suffer. Okay, when they're done fruiting, which they were last month, you cut them way back to the ground and let them grow again. Because by forcing that new growth, you're going to get more grapes the next time. Okay, if you continue to let the green shoots go and go and go, you're not going to get any grapes.
Right.
Okay, so you got to start over again. As you can see, they're pretty healthy. Now I've been fertilizing this, and we cut the ground out and put some coconut shells in and some acidic loving and fungal loving environment that likes well drained, and started growing it, and they took off pretty well. Now that I've cut all these off in here and got our grapes now, I took the sticks, the thick ones, and we put them in a nursery, which I'm going to show you next, and we're going to start planting a new nursery, or sell them, or give them away, whatever, trade.
Wow.
Yeah, so now we have basically something we can barter and trade, and allow other people to try and enjoy growing grapes too. and we can also expand our grape operation. So the best I knew how was to go on the internet and look up, well, how do you grow grapes? Well, I need sunny location, and they need a hill, and they need well drained, and the soil has to be just right, and you know, you got to force them into a trellis. Okay, so we got all of that makings, and it worked. So after about 2 years, we got grapes.
Wow.
Yeah, quite neat.
So this is the vanilla
This is
vine.
the vanilla vine, right? And it's right now its host tree has been cut back, and we'll regrow to give it about 50% shade. But it seems to like this avocado quite well. But we had about I planted about 50 of these around native trees, so we have a natural trellis.
Right.
That way you get 50% shade, and you don't have to take care of it. As long as you keep the host tree down, and you can get your flowers pollinated on a ladder in this case, and then you can harvest the beans. Okay, so if you grow them on a trellis like you do on commercial farms, you know, that could be fun too. But to me, it's kind of boring. I'd rather use nature to solve my problems first, you know, and then if I can't do that, then we'll build something new. I make a mangosteen powder, which is from the skin.
Wow.
Which helps to cancer patients, with the antioxidant level, and also it helps uptake calcium with magnesium that's abundant in the skin powder.
Nice.
80% of the nutrients of this fruit are in the skin.
Really?
Yeah, we don't eat enough seeds and skins, believe me. That's where the medicine is.
Tree right here, right?
Ah, here's the bitty ball forming. Yeah, see it in there?
Oh yeah.
This is the lemon meringue pie fruit. Now these will get to be about that big.
Millennia, yeah.
Yeah. And
Beautiful.
those birds right there, if they can just stay away
Those are
and let us
toucans?
eat some. Well, last year we had a nice bumper crop of cashews.
And Eric, you harvest
about
those
10.
raw, right? Completely.
Well, raw and they
process them
stay
raw.
raw. I don't even dry them out. I freeze them.
Really?
Yeah, but we blanch them to get the oil off, and then peel them. But it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. And I just keep them in the freezer, all just ready to go. You don't even have to soak them. You just
Truly raw cashews.
totally raw. This is a Hugel bed, actually, but it's miniature. Hugel was a guy in Europe who developed a system where you have a very deep planting bed, and then the bottom half you put logs in. Okay, but instead of a mound,
Permaculture.
which doesn't work here, I have. Well, this doesn't belong on it. These are just drying here. But what I have is 4 layers of recycled plastic bags and plastic tarps and whatever on the bottom to keep roots from the bamboo and all these trees from encroaching on the planting bed.
Wow.
So it's either that or you're going to use concrete, which I'm going to show you in the next bed down there. And then the sides are removable, so you don't have to dig potatoes ever again. Okay. So all I did was plant a bunch of these vines. See, they all got roots on them. Look how vigorous this growth is. See the roots
thick,
on there?
yeah.
You just cut this off, stick it in the dirt, and it grows.
New slips.
You got new slips, exactly. This is a chayote vine. It dies back right now when it's done fruiting, but what it does, these are removable sides. That's why it's unique, and also has vented sides.
How's the production been?
Yeah. Of this?
Yeah, compared to, have you tried in the ground in this to see if there's
Oh, this is by far the best method, is to have an elevated raised, either a drum or something with removable sides, so you don't have to dig anything.
Nice.
That's really the best way to grow potatoes. But this here is a grapefruit tree that I got at the nursery. It's got grapefruits the size of your head. I'm not kidding, and it's a real grapefruit. It's not a pomelo.
Wow.
But this thing will grow, and you can smell the flowers here. Look at that. The smell is incredible. But these are already fruiting, and it's not even in the ground yet. So
Still
I'm
in
waiting
a
till
pot.
May to put it in the ground.
Wow.
But this thing was only like, the nursery prices here, I think this was something like 6,000 colones, which is right around $11
Wow.
for this tree, which will cost hundreds in the States,
This tuna cactus over there?
There's more potato, no, different kind of potato.
taro or something?
This is our biodynamic composting setup, which we layer and then let it sit and put a little water on it once in a while. And it's got biochar in it, rock dust, and molasses and cow manure, chip leaves and sticks and twigs for carbon.
Wow.
And it sits in there and then settles, and then we take it out and sift it and use it for all kinds of things, from potting soil to dressing up our trees. As you can see, the chayote vines are starting to grow new vines. This is how they grow. Once the top dies back after fruiting, this goes back up, and we retrain it to go back up and start with some new fruits again.
It's a continuous
I guess
growth.
it's you'd call it a perennial, yeah. But the roots are now well established in here. So I grow it this way because I don't want too much water on the roots. We found out that they don't like a lot of water, but they love a lot of sunshine and rain, where the fruit is. So we let that go into the sunshine and rain, and then this we keep and water by hand whenever we need to. Also, we have Nepalese cactus, which is really good to eat. Yeah. So
when you said you were waiting to May for planting that citrus, is that rainy season?
That's the beginning of the rainy season. You don't want to plant stuff now because the soil is too dry and it will kill the plant.
But no irrigation out here on any of the trees, right?
I thought I'd need it, but I don't need it.
Well,
I don't even need irrigation on my hugel anymore because the water holding capacity of the soil is so rich that you water it once and you let it sit for a month.
All of the breaking down matter of the logs and things you put in there kind of act like a sponge.
A sponge, exactly, right.
Awesome.
So all that fiber just kind of soaks it up and spreads it out nice and evenly, like a nice forest floor. That's what it's supposed to do.
You got a great composting bay set up here.
Yeah, I got a brand new composting thing, and this is our kitchen waste, and we do have our chips from the leafy matter. And we have these trees right over there called Guava de Costa. Those trees growing across from the bamboo. And what they are is we chip those down to be our leafy carbon. Okay?
Oh, wow.
And also the mineral nutrients. And also we cut down kanya, and we cut down ginger and leaves from the forest. We let them dry out in the sun, and then just put them in the hopper, and then they come out like nice ground powder.
You got a tomato setup going on here. Wow.
We got tomatoes, and we got these are two new bed styles. This is a mini hugel, which is filled with the wood up to here.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. And it's got
very aesthetic.
Yeah, I designed it that way because I want to make good use of the back of these things, and the space and the light. And so why not build a planting bed somewhere here and grow things that will climb? So we got tomatoes.
They're loving it.
Yeah, look at these. These are the gooseberries.
Gooseberries.
Or what do you call them? Golden berries. See that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at them all in here. Oh, look at that.
Looks similar to like a ground cherry back home. It's a ground cherry?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a gooseberry.
There you go. There's one ready for you.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've been picking these a bit each day. So I'm waiting for the big day. I'm going to come here with a basket and fuzz load it.
Yeah.
Careful.
Yep.
Okay.
This is another hugel bed here. Obviously.
Yeah, it's another big one. I made it 6 foot wide this time because I didn't have room for 2 separate ones. So I just want to make one big one. We've got red bell peppers going up in there. We got long, narrow Japanese eggplant, garlic chives, red onion, a little bit of broccoli's coming up. I'm gonna let it go. Cabbage. I got this planting bed ready for some starts. There's dill growing up here that came from seed from a previous dill that was there before.
Nice.
That yellow flower that's sticking way back there, that's the jackass bitters, I found out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's the bitterest plant in the world.
Really?
It's only for medicine, never for culinary use. But if you got diarrhea or you got parasites or you got worms, it will kill it on contact.
Wow.
Yeah.
Super strong medicinal.
You make a tea out of it.
That's a weed here, right?
It grows as a weed here, and it's all over the place. Yeah.
Amazing how nature works that out, huh?
Yeah.
So this is the Zone 1 veggie garden.
This is herbs down here. We got lavender,
That's herbs too.
rosemary, and this is a really nice spinach, that golden leaf. Got purslane, tarragon.
Swanee Llama?
That's chan.
Oh, Chan. This is Chan. Okay,
That's
yeah,
chan. It's a peppermint family, and it's the same as chia.
Oh, okay.
Right, it's the same family, and by soaking the seeds, they kind of swell up and make a gel. But it's really one of the few plants that are balanced in omega-3s and 6s.
Really?
So most 80% of all the people today on the planet are short of omega-3s in their bodies. Okay, you need omega-3s. You got too many omega-6s from all the cooked foods and dead meats and
Smells
dairy
great.
and whatever. but the it's a mint. But it's got a square stem, as you can tell it's a mint family. And this month, probably, or next month, well, yeah, within probably another 3 weeks, we're going to call these tops off and dry them on tarps in the sun. And I'm going to take them to a fella at the market who charges me $1 to winnow all of the seeds out.
Really?
Yeah. Here's a spinach. It's kind of come from the wild. I had no idea what the name of it is. Try looking it up.
Jules of Opar.
Really delicious. Do you know what it is?
Jewels of Opar.
Jewels of Opar.
Jules of OPAR.
Or Suriname spinach.
Okay. All right.
And there's another, or no, Ceylon spinach.
Ceylon spinach.
Ceylon spinach. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Quite
That would seed
mucilaginous.
itself all over the place. if you
It's
let
so nice. It's so easy to grow,
Tastes good.
and it
too.
tastes great.
Really
It's
nice
great in
crunch to it,
salad.
yeah.
You can use the flowers, you
Really
know.
mild.
It's really nice. This is purslane, which is really high in omega-3s too.
It's the richest plant source, I think.
Richest plant source of omega-3s in the world that we can eat.
Like, this makes me so mad that we can't buy trucks like this.
No, you can't. It's really a shame because these things are like mountain goats.
Oh man.
I mean, this one's got turbo in it, which allows you to go up and down the hills with heavy loads here, and
Turbo
they
diesel
last.
too, right?
It's a diesel, so it's cheap to run. The diesel fuel here is much cheaper than regular fuel.
What kind of fuel mileage are you getting out of it?
Oh, I get twice what my Toyota pickup got.
Really?
Twice. Yeah, right.
Wow.
And that was a regular gas engine car. I don't know what the mileage is. All I know is I only have to stop every 3 times for every once that I used it for the Toyota.
Wow. All right, Eric's place has been nothing less than epic, and I'm sure this is going to be a 2 or 3 part. So don't forget, like, subscribe, share, and most importantly, pound dirt.